Alright guys, today we're going to talk about the top 5 tips to improve overnight in Madden NFL 25. In Madden NFL 25, one of the most difficult things to do is get pressure on the quarterback. This is very simple this season, and it's very complicated this season, and we have to do some workarounds to get the pressure that we got last season. A-gaps are no longer a big part of the game, and your depth chart really is not as big of a factor as it once was. A-gaps are still in the game, but I feel like you have to either show your hand by shifting your defensive line in many different ways, or you have to like use a certain player on the field so it's a tell that the blitz is coming. Yes, you could fake this blitz, but it just provides an aspect of the game that I don't like to do, and it's just not effective in my opinion. It's not effective enough. I mean, last season we witnessed one of the best Madden players of all time winning the Madden Challenge, and he did not ever once run solely A-gap pressure that couldn't be side protected and shifted his line. Everything he did was legit, and it was great to see a Madden player like Problem win the tournament last season. Okay, so tip number 1, and this is before you even go into the game. You want to analyze your depth chart. Here I have with me one of the best defenses in Madden NFL 25, the Seattle Seahawks, and we're going to take a look at their depth chart, how to maximize its potential. Now, one of the things that Seattle is known for is their secondary and their front four. They're not as well known for their linebackers. It seems like their front four is more popular, which means it's going to be better in game. Now, what I like to do is I like to put my second defensive tackle as my big beefy dude. In this case, it's going to be Brandon McBain, and then I also like to sub in Chris Clemens as my hybrid defensive tackle, or I could even sub in a guy like Michael Bennett as my hybrid defensive tackle. Now, be sure to only use Chris Clemens at defensive tackle in passing situations using the RB sub feature that we're going to go over in a little bit. So you see here we have Michael Bennett, Brandon McBain. Our defensive ends are Bruce Irvin and Chris Clemens, and our backup at every position is going to be Cliff Averill. And the reason we back him up with Cliff Averill is, yes, he could probably be a number 1, but he doesn't do anything super special. He doesn't have the 90 speed that Bruce Irvin has, and he's only 1 speed point higher than Chris Clemens, and Chris Clemens has 2 points acceleration, as well as a much better overall pass rusher in general. So you see here with the tackling and finesse moves. So this is something that you need to do to go through it and maximize your roster. Now, the only other things we want to look at here are the linebackers. You see that Heath Farwell is not a very good linebacker, so this means that it's going to be a nickel package for the Seattle Seahawks so that we can get these 3 phenomenal corners on the field at all times. Also, their safeties are very good. So make sure to look. Also, another tip along with your roster is make sure to look through for Madden gems such as Ron Parker or Deshaun Sheed or Jeremy Lane. Guys like that who don't have a high overall rating, but man, they are some Madden gems. You see Ron Parker here, 95 speed, 91 acceleration. We're going to take a look at this man's catch rating. Pretty decent catch rating, as well as his jumping rating is 86. He's also 6 feet tall. The dude is an absolute physical beast. And then also another Madden gem on the Seahawks, Jerron Johnson with that 87 hit power. Also, if you take a look at his catching was a little bit higher, and his strength and speed were a little bit better of a mix overall. This man is a heavy hitter to back up probably one of the biggest, most physically gifted strike safeties in the game right now, Cam Chancellor. So that's how you're going to maximize your depth chart this season in Madden NFL 25. Now, the next step to maximizing, the next tip I want to go over is getting a good base formation. A base formation that can stop the pass and stop the run, but not really be great against both. My favorite base formation in Madden NFL 25 for the Seattle Seahawks, and also that goes into another tip that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but you want to pick a base formation that fits your team. So, example, I wouldn't come out in a nickel normal package with a team like the Dallas Cowboys who don't have a ton of corners who are as good as their linebackers. But for a team like Seattle, it works better because you see we get their best personnel on the field at all times. So, also, now the next thing we want to go over is pick a blitz pick a base play that can stop the run and stop the pass, as well as give you pretty decent coverage overall, and also a base formation that you can do a lot of things with. So, my favorite base play out of nickel normal this season has been the nickel normal sugar blitz. And in order to set this up properly, you want to shift your linebackers to the right. And we went over this in another video, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. And this is like your base setup. So this is your base setup. This is how it's supposed to look pre-snap. And it's one of the better blitzes in the game in terms of how fast it comes in, and I don't know, it's pretty good, but you want to have a blitz that you want to have an ability in a base formation to complement your blitz from the right with a blitz from the left, as well as a zone look to go with your blitz. And the beauty of the nickel normal is we have all of those things in one formation. So here we see the snap go, and we're sending 3 guys off the left edge here with contains on the backside, and you see we're going to sack Aaron Rodgers. And then another cool thing about a base formation, you want to be able to defend the pass with a base man coverage. With a team like Seattle Seahawks, who have great defensive ends this season, we're going to re-blitz both of them down out of a 2-man under look, and then we're going to put both of our linebackers here in purple zones. So we're going to put our boy KJ right in a purple zone. We're going to put Bobby Wagner here in a purple zone to the other side of the field with a yellow and a spy, and we're going to use the right seam with Cam Chancellor because he's the only receiver that's uncovered. And you see the quarterback has nowhere to go. They have to take a check down read, and we almost get an interception. That's the beauty of this base formation is we can send pressure right, left, double-sided pressure, as well as have maximum coverage defenses in behind it to make this very difficult to defend. Another tip, as far as number 3 tip for becoming a better player overnight, is start using players other than the defensive line. Some players that I've talked to over the course of the last couple of seasons, and I actually was one of those players in the beginning of my career as a Madden player, they like to use the defensive lineman because they don't want to make a mistake in pass coverage. They don't feel adequate enough to click on and make a play. But what I'm going to propose to you now is how do you ever get any better if you're not working on it, if you're not practicing, if you're not growing as a player? How would you ever get better at, becoming a better defensive player if you're not working towards that goal? Okay, so tip number 3: use the middle linebacker as a start, and then if you really feel confident in your skill and you want to go to the top level, use your skill. Use someone that's in a deep blue zone. Normally, it's going to be like either the free safety or the strong safety. So here out of our nickel normal, if we come out in our basic zone blitz here, you see we would be using, if we were taking this tactic to be the best that we can be with this, then we'll be using Earl Thomas here on this play. Okay, so, the blitz comes in, yeah, it's all good, he tries to throw quick, and then I get over there and make a quick user tackle with Earl Thomas. It's one of the most effective ways to become better overnight as far as your defense is going in Madden NFL 25. So to recap the tips we got, first of all, we talked about discussing the importance of the depth chart, the importance of setting your depth chart to maximize your potential. Number 2 tip is to get a good base formation, a base formation that can stop everything that your opponent can throw at you. Something arguably one of the best base formations in Madden NFL 25 and in Madden for several years has been the nickel normal. The defense is phenomenal. It's very balanced. You can stop the run. You can stop the pass. Your personnel is very good for anything that an offense could throw at you. And then the third tip was to start get off the defensive linemen, get on linebackers, get on guys that are going to be in pass coverage, and try to make user plays with your player, as well as get better at user control by using things like baiting and tricks like that, where you can try to show your opponent something and do something else. And so that leads me right into tip number 4. Make every defense look the same. You want to make your run defense look exactly like your pass defense. You want to make your zone coverage look exactly like your man coverage. And the way we do that this season is we base the line, we press, and we move the corners over the wide receivers like so. And so here we were just running a man coverage, and so we know that out routes, quick curl routes are going to beat man coverage. But against this zone coverage now, we make an adjustment, so we call zone coverage. They still throw it blind, and Cam Chancellor's right there to knock down the pass. The very simple techniques, but very, very, very important, guys. You got to be making everything look the same. Yes, your left side pressure only requires you to re-blitz Antoine Winfield, but there's a reason we shift the defense over. We want to make it look the same every single time, so that the offense can identify what our plan is. If our plan is to come off the left edge, if our plan is to come off the right edge, if our plan is to come off of both edges, or if our plan is to play a maximum coverage defense. They don't know what we're doing, and it's very effective because offense is already really effective this year anyway, and now you don't want to add more. You don't want to pour salt on your wounds, to say, because you're not making your defenses look the same. So here they get some quick reads going, they get some things going. They're going to burn us up top, and they hesitate because we are in maximum coverage. It's stuff like that that really can affect your opponent and get in that mind game with your opponent. And then the final tip, and this is something that I battle with myself from time to time, but don't be all out. So don't be all out pressure or all out coverage or all out, run defense or whatever. Like I said, you want to be balanced defensively. And for example, if we're always running the blitz off the right side, then what happens if he blocks his running back to the right, or he side protects his line to the right or something, and it picks the blitz up? Then our blitz is now obsolete. So a good defense sends the pressure off of the wide side of the field, or excuse me, the short side of the field. So here you see the short side of the field is on this right side, this right hash. So we're going to send a blitz off that side of the field to make it so that their flat route that they're going to throw the running back is going to be to the left side, so that they don't have as much room. So it's smart to blitz off of the short side of the field. So here the blitz comes in. I have to roll out with Rodgers, and the contains and spies end up making me fumble. That tip right there is priceless. When you're on the right hash, so for example, if the offense is on the right hash mark, you always are blitzing from the right side. If they're on the left hash mark, you're always blitzing from the left side. And if they're in between or in the middle, that is a good time for your coverage defenses. It's also a good time to send double side pressure. When we're in the middle of the field, that's where you want to usually mix in your heavy blitzes or your heavy coverages. But for basic principle defense, if they are on the right hash, you're blitzing from the right. If they're on the left hash, you're blitzing from the left. Thank you guys for checking out the top 5 tips to improve overnight defensively in Madden NFL 25. If you have any questions about the nickel normal, check the link in the description where I have my nickel normal defense broken down and exactly how I like to run it in the Madden NFL 25 game. Also, guys, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, more strategies, more tactics, more tips, and stuff like that can make you guys the best players that you can be. This channel is not about me. It's not about my ability as a Madden player. It's not about me winning tournaments. It's about getting you guys better, getting the competition better, and getting everybody to become united and be the best Madden players we could be, and enjoy the game more. Because in my opinion, I firmly believe that if you're better at the game, you're going to enjoy it more. Because nobody likes to log online and just go into head-to-head and know they're going to lose. They like to go in and know they're going to win or be competitive with the best of the best. And that's what this channel has decided that we're going to try to do for you guys. Check out the links in the description. There's some great content in the links. There's some e-guides. There's some Twitter and email links, and just check out all those links, guys. It really helps me out. Also, if you have any questions, check out those links. They usually can help you out and answer your question before you even have to ask me. So thanks for watching today, guys. Be sure to leave a like rating on the video if you enjoyed it. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys today. Be sure to hit me up with any messages if you need me for anything. Lastly, guys, the Madden NFL 25 is a game of inches, and this channel is devoted to bringing you guys the best content out on the Madden market right now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.